What do you do when life knocks you down? Do you let setbacks break you, or do you rise stronger? Everyone faces moments of struggle, whether it's personal loss, career failures, or unexpected hardships. When everything feels overwhelming, it's easy to lose hope. But there's a philosophy that has guided some of the most resilient minds in history: Stoicism. The Stoics believed that while we can't control what happens to us, we can always control how we respond, and that response is what defines us. In this video, we'll explore 8 Stoic ways to keep going when life gets tough. Powerful lessons from Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca that will help you build resilience, stay focused, and turn obstacles into opportunities. Let's get started. Number 1. Embrace what you can't control. When life feels like it's spiraling out of control, it's easy to become consumed with frustration. You might find yourself worrying about things you have no power over, like the actions of others, global events, or random misfortunes. But the Stoics remind us that the only true control we have is over our own thoughts and reactions. As Epictetus wisely said, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. This principle is crucial in today's world, where so much seems unpredictable. You may face challenges in your career, relationships, or health, things that are completely outside of your control. For instance, you might be passed over for a promotion, or your business could be affected by an economic downturn. Instead of getting bogged down by these external factors, Stoicism teaches you to focus on what's within your power. When something goes wrong, take a moment to pause and remind yourself of what you can control. Your reaction is one thing you always have dominion over. When you feel frustration or anger bubbling up, step back and breathe. Ask yourself, what's the most constructive response? Rather than wasting energy on things you cannot change, direct your focus toward actions that empower you, even in challenging situations. For example, if you've been overlooked for a promotion, rather than obsessing over the unfairness of it, channel your energy into improving your skills or taking on new challenges that will make you even more valuable in the future. If you find yourself upset over a global issue that's beyond your control, consider how you can contribute to positive change in your own sphere of influence. Stoicism encourages us to accept what we cannot change and act with wisdom and resilience in the face of adversity. Number 2, focus on the present moment. Many of us waste significant amounts of mental energy worrying about the past or future. We regret decisions we've made or fear what lies ahead. But the Stoics taught that the present moment is the only time we can truly control. As Seneca wisely said, "The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately." Modern life is often dominated by distractions. With constant notifications, looming deadlines, and pressure to achieve, it's easy to become overwhelmed by the weight of everything that needs to be done. You might catch yourself mentally rehearsing scenarios that haven't even happened yet, or lamenting past mistakes that are long gone. But as the Stoics remind us, this is a futile exercise. Neither the past nor the future are within our grasp. Only the present is real. When life gets tough, focusing on the present moment allows you to regain a sense of clarity and calm. Instead of being paralyzed by worries about what could go wrong or what went wrong before, shift your attention to the here and now. What can you do right this very moment to improve your situation? For instance, if you're going through a difficult time at work, it's easy to think about all the things that could go wrong in the future. Instead of spiraling into anxiety about the possible outcomes, focus on what's in front of you today. What tasks can you complete right now? How can you contribute to a positive work environment, even if things feel challenging? By focusing on the present, you stop the cycle of anxiety and regain control over what's within your power to change. In times of stress, practicing mindfulness, whether through breathing exercises, meditation, or simply being more aware of your surroundings, can help you cultivate a sense of presence. This is especially important when facing difficulties. As you encounter obstacles, remember that you are not defined by them. Rather than letting external circumstances control your state of mind, you have the ability to focus on the present and make thoughtful, deliberate choices in response. Stoicism teaches that by focusing on the present moment, you allow yourself the mental space to think clearly, act decisively, and remain grounded no matter what challenges arise. The more you practice this mindset, the more resilient you'll become, enabling you to persevere when life gets tough. Number 3, use adversity as fuel for growth. Life's most difficult moments often feel like insurmountable obstacles. Whether it's facing personal loss, a job setback, or physical limitations, these challenges can leave us feeling powerless and defeated. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us to shift our perspective on adversity. Instead of seeing it as something to avoid or something that limits us, the Stoics advise us to embrace it as an opportunity to grow. As Epictetus famously said, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." The Stoics believed that challenges are not a sign of weakness or failure, but rather an essential part of the human experience. By facing hardship head-on and using it to build resilience, we can emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable. In fact, adversity is often the crucible in which our true character is forged. Consider a time in your life when you faced a challenge. Perhaps it was a tough breakup, a career setback, or a health scare. At first, it might have felt like the end of the world, but upon reflection, you may realize that the struggle ultimately pushed you to grow in ways you never expected. You may have gained a deeper sense of self-awareness, learned new skills, or discovered an inner strength that you didn't know you had. Rather than allowing adversity to define you as a victim, Stoicism encourages you to view these challenges as the tools that shape you into a more resilient person. When you encounter difficulties, ask yourself, how can I grow from this experience? Rather than becoming bitter or resentful, channel your energy into learning from the situation. Use the lessons you've learned to adapt and improve, and you'll find that the adversity you once feared can become the driving force behind your personal growth. For instance, if you're facing a difficult situation at work, don't focus solely on the negative aspects. Instead, look at what the challenge is teaching you. Are you learning how to manage your time better? Are you developing new communication skills? Are you becoming more adaptable? Adversity, when viewed through the Stoic lens, becomes a gift, a chance to grow into the best version of yourself. Number 4, practice self-discipline. Self-discipline is the cornerstone of a Stoic life. It is the ability to control your impulses, manage your emotions, and remain focused on your goals despite external distractions. In a world filled with temptations, distractions, and immediate gratifications, practicing self-discipline can be one of the most powerful ways to keep going when life gets tough. As Epictetus stated, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When life gets hard, it's easy to fall into unhealthy habits as a form of escapism. You might overeat, procrastinate, or spend excessive time on distractions like social media or mindless entertainment. These short-term comforts can provide relief, but they ultimately prevent you from making progress or facing the challenges at hand. Stoicism teaches us that true freedom comes from self-control. By developing self-discipline, you give yourself the power to stay focused on what matters most. You are no longer ruled by your emotions or external pressures. Instead, you create an internal foundation of strength that enables you to remain calm and purposeful, no matter what challenges arise. Imagine you're working on a long-term goal, like running a marathon, launching a business, or writing a book. It's easy to become discouraged when the going gets tough or when you encounter obstacles. However, with self-discipline, you can maintain your commitment to your goal. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about pushing yourself to do the hard work in the face of adversity. When you encounter difficulties in your journey, ask yourself, what would the disciplined version of myself do? The answer might involve sticking to your routine, focusing on incremental progress, or resisting the urge to give up when things get hard. As you build your self-discipline, you'll discover that overcoming obstacles becomes not only possible, but even empowering. The Stoics also believed in the importance of cultivating discipline in your emotions instead of being carried away by anger, frustration, or fear. You train yourself to respond calmly and thoughtfully. This is crucial when life gets tough, as your emotional state can often influence your decisions and outcomes. By practicing emotional self-discipline, you create the mental clarity needed to approach each situation with wisdom. Number 5, accept failure as part of the journey. Failure is an inevitable part of life, yet it remains one of the greatest sources of fear and self-doubt. Whether you fail at a task, a relationship, or a personal goal, the sting of failure can be overwhelming. However, Stoicism teaches us that failure is not something to be feared, but something to be accepted and even embraced. As Epictetus put it, the greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Skillful pilots gain their reputation from storms and tempests. Failure is not a reflection of your worth as a person. Rather, it is a natural part of the learning process. When you fail, you are given an opportunity to reassess, learn, and try again with more wisdom and experience. Stoicism encourages us to view failure as a necessary step on the path to success, rather than something to be avoided at all costs. Imagine that you've just launched a new project or business, and it doesn't go as planned. It might feel like the end of the road, but the Stoics would advise you to shift your perspective. Instead of viewing the failure as a dead end, see it as a chance to refine your approach. Ask yourself, what went wrong? What can I learn from this? How can I improve next time? By accepting failure as an integral part of the journey, you can bounce back with a clearer understanding of what works and what doesn't. The Stoics also emphasize that we should not be defined by our failures. Failure does not diminish your value as a person. What matters is how you respond to it. Will you allow failure to defeat you, or will you use it as a stepping stone to greater success? By reframing failure as an opportunity for growth, you'll find that setbacks become less intimidating and more motivating. In the face of failure, remind yourself that even the most successful people in history have faced multiple failures along the way. Thomas Edison famously failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb, but he viewed each failure as a lesson rather than a defeat. Similarly, Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius faced numerous challenges, yet they remained steadfast in their pursuit of virtue and wisdom. By accepting failure as a part of life's journey, you can build resilience and keep going, no matter how tough things get. Number 6, don't let your emotions control you. Emotions are a natural part of the human experience. They can enrich our lives, provide motivation, and even help us navigate difficult situations. However, when emotions are allowed to control us, they can cause chaos, impulsive actions, and poor decisions. This is why the Stoics emphasize the importance of mastering our emotions. As Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In today's world, emotions are often heightened by stress, uncertainty, and external pressures. From personal conflicts to societal challenges, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by emotions like anger, fear, or sadness. However, Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control the emotions that arise within us, we do have control over how we respond to them. When life gets tough, it's crucial to recognize that emotions are signals, not commands. They are not necessarily reflections of reality, but rather responses to our thoughts about that reality. When you feel an intense emotion, take a step back and examine it. What triggered it? Is the emotion based on a real threat or a perception? Is it something you can act on, or is it simply an urge to react impulsively? For instance, if you receive bad news about a project at work or experience a setback in your personal life, it's easy to feel angry or discouraged. But before reacting, pause. Ask yourself, what would a Stoic do in this situation? By distancing yourself from the emotional response, you can allow yourself the space to choose a rational course of action. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or pretending they don't exist. Instead, Stoicism encourages you to acknowledge your feelings, but not let them dictate your behavior. If you're angry, for example, take a moment to breathe deeply and reflect. Anger often arises from a sense of injustice or frustration, but it rarely leads to productive outcomes. By acknowledging the emotion without acting on it, you can maintain control over your reactions and respond with wisdom. One practical tool for managing emotions is mindfulness. By becoming aware of your emotional states throughout the day, you can catch negative reactions before they escalate. If you feel your frustration building, take a few moments to ground yourself, whether through deep breathing, meditation, or simply stepping away from the situation. By practicing emotional control, you can stay level-headed and make thoughtful decisions, even in challenging circumstances. Number 7, live according to virtue, not external rewards. In modern society, We are constantly bombarded by messages that encourage the pursuit of wealth, status, and external success. We are told that happiness and fulfillment come from achieving these external markers of success. However, Stoic philosophy teaches a radically different approach. According to the Stoics, true happiness and peace come not from external rewards, but from living a virtuous life. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." At the core of Stoicism is the belief that virtue, living in accordance with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, is the only true good. External rewards, such as money, fame, or material possessions, are neither inherently good nor bad. They are indifferent. What truly matters is how you respond to these external circumstances, and whether your actions align with virtuous principles. In a world that often values external success above all else, it can be tempting to measure your worth by your achievements. You may find yourself caught in the cycle of comparison, constantly seeking validation through the approval of others or the accumulation of wealth and status. However, the Stoics remind us that these external rewards are fleeting and ultimately unsatisfying. They are beyond our control, and their pursuit can lead to anxiety and dissatisfaction. Instead of focusing on what you can gain from external success, focus on cultivating inner virtues. When life gets tough, ask yourself, am I acting with integrity? Am I showing courage in the face of adversity? Am I being just in my interactions with others? By making virtue your primary goal, you free yourself from the need for external validation. You will find that living according to your values leads to a sense of fulfillment that cannot be taken away by external circumstances. For example, if you face a challenging situation at work, focus not on the outcome, but on how you handle the situation. Are you acting with fairness and respect toward your colleagues? Are you maintaining your sense of integrity even when things don't go your way? By grounding yourself in virtue, you can maintain your sense of self-worth, regardless of the external results. Living a virtuous life also means being content with what you have. Stoicism teaches that true contentment comes not from the pursuit of more, but from appreciating what is already enough. When faced with hardship, instead of focusing on what you lack or desire, practice gratitude for what you already have. By focusing on virtue and inner character, you cultivate a sense of peace and fulfillment that is impervious to the ups and downs of life's external circumstances. Number 8, practice gratitude for what you have. In a world that often encourages us to focus on what we lack or desire, gratitude is a powerful antidote to dissatisfaction. The Stoics understood the importance of appreciating what we already have and being content with our present circumstances. As Seneca wisely stated, "He who is not a good servant will not be a good master." Gratitude shifts our focus from what's missing in our lives to what's abundant. It allows us to see the gifts that life has already provided, even in the midst of challenges. When life gets tough, practicing gratitude can help us maintain perspective and find peace amidst the chaos. The Stoics believed that our ability to be content with what we have is essential to living a good life. Too often, we chase after external rewards, wealth, success, possessions, thinking they will bring us happiness. But when we attain these things, we often find that they don't provide the lasting fulfillment we expected. By practicing gratitude, we free ourselves from the constant desire for more and cultivate contentment with what is. For instance, when faced with a difficult situation, take a moment to reflect on the things you are grateful for. Perhaps you are thankful for your health, the support of loved ones, or the opportunity to learn and grow from your experiences. Even in times of struggle, there is always something to appreciate. Gratitude shifts our mindset from scarcity to abundance, reminding us that we have enough to face whatever challenges come our way. Incorporating gratitude into your daily life can also help you reframe negative situations. When you encounter difficulties, instead of seeing them as burdens, consider how they might be opportunities for growth. What can you learn from this experience? What aspects of your life are still intact and worthy of appreciation? By practicing gratitude, you shift your focus from what's wrong to what's right, creating a mindset that enables you to keep going even when life feels tough. Life's challenges are inevitable, whether it's facing personal loss, professional setbacks, or unexpected hardships. We all encounter moments that test our resolve. But the Stoics offer us a path through the difficulties, one that empowers us to navigate adversity with wisdom, resilience, and clarity. By embracing Stoic principles, we can transform the way we respond to life's challenges, turning them into opportunities for growth and self-mastery. From embracing what we cannot control to focusing on the present moment. From using adversity as fuel for growth to cultivating self-discipline, each Stoic teaching offers practical guidance for maintaining calm and purpose in difficult times. By accepting failure as part of the journey, managing our emotions, living according to virtue, and practicing gratitude for what we have, we can develop a mindset that allows us to keep going when life gets tough. Stoicism is not about avoiding difficulty or pretending that challenges don't exist. Instead, it's about learning how to face those challenges with a clear mind and a steady heart. It's about accepting the uncertainty of life, focusing on what's within our control, and acting with integrity and wisdom, no matter the circumstances. Incorporating these Stoic teachings into our everyday lives isn't an overnight transformation, it's a continuous practice. But with time, you'll find that these principles help you become more resilient, more focused, and more grounded, no matter what life throws your way. So the next time you encounter a challenge, remember the Stoic wisdom that has been passed down through the ages. Keep going, embrace the journey, and trust that each obstacle is an opportunity to become a better version of yourself. By applying Stoicism to modern life, you unlock the ability to persevere with strength and purpose, knowing that even in the toughest of times, you have the power to keep moving forward. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it to spread the wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss future videos on Stoic living and personal growth. Thank you for watching, and I wish you strength on your journey.